少年ジャンプス。
Oh shit. Welcome back to Shonen Chumps, the only anime podcast on the gosh darn internet that features the three of us. As always, I'm Brennan.
I'm Sean.
I'm Dylan.
And if you didn't know what we do here, we watch anime and then we hang out and talk about it. Hey, what's up? How are you? It's been a while, but not as much of a while as it was last time. Aren't you proud of us? I'm proud of us.
Yay.
Hey, this is either the last episode of 2019 or the first episode of 2020, depending on when this comes out.
Yeah, shit. Regardless, happy holiday and happy new year, maybe.
Yay.
Yeah, we did it. 2019 has been a rough year for the Shonen Chumps. We've only released like 4 episodes.
Yeah, so if
crazy
you've
shit.
stuck it out with us, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We appreciate you and your patronage. Anyways, the anime that we watched and are about to podcast this week is One Punch Man Season 2.
All right, guys. So, I guess first we should say, if you want to reach out to us, you can email us at shonenchumps@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at shonenchumps, and we're on Facebook and blah, blah, blah. And obviously you can listen to us on YouTube and Apple iTunes podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
You can listen to us on Spotify.
We made it, baby. Big leagues.
So we decided that after Jay-Z decided to go back on Spotify, that we would rejoin too. We were standing with Jay, but
But we're not on Tidal.
yeah, but we're not on Tidal.
Yeah, we're not that cool.
Make
We have
that
we have a complicated relationship with Jay-Z.
Yeah, like Beyonce. Let's make an album of it. Okay, so guys, we're going to start the way that we usually start. What did you guys think of One Punch Man Season 2 in one sentence? Go.
Okay. A lot more characters, a lot less Saitama, a lot less good? Question mark?
Interesting. Nice.
Brennan?
My sentence is, not nearly as bad as I thought it would be, however, still pretty bad? Question mark?
And my sentence is, this was pretty good, but why does it feel like a spin-off show?
Yeah.
Okay, now that
I like that we all ask questions,
Right. Yeah.
and that's good.
And those questions are for you, the audience.
Yeah.
You could write the answers in the comments. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so usually if this was like a new show, I'd be asking like, what did you guys know about the show before we started watching it? But obviously this is the second season of One Punch Man, and the first season was our first podcast episode ever.
Yeehaw,
Yeah.
baby.
I think at one point we declared something our second season of Shonen Chumps because it was maybe took place in the next year, like from when we started. But like, is this our second season? I don't know.
Maybe.
This is the second season. We're on
I
Spotify.
don't know.
We're on Spotify now, you know?
We're making it. We're making it, baby.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
yeah.
Our first episode, I think, came out in like April 2017.
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
And I'm going to stress how long it's been since our first episode to now by bringing it back to One Punch Man. Because King, this new character, King, in the first episode, says, I'm going to say what he says both in Japanese and in English.
Wow.
So in the Japanese, in Japanese he says, the first sequel in 3.5 years, ... I'm feeling the hype.
Oh, right, because he has that video
He has
game.
that video
right.
game.
Right,
Yeah,
that
the
he's
video game that he
excited
buys,
about.
Shit.
which is like a dating sim or some
Right,
shit like that.
yeah.
But in English, in the English dub, what he says is, I've been waiting 3 years for this sequel. My body is ready.
Oh my.
Which is just a Nintendo
It's
reference.
just Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Reggie from Nintendo.
That's really funny.
Sean, you really did your homework. You
I did.
watched the show in Japanese and most of it in English.
Yeah, because I watched it in Japanese a long time ago, like around when the season ended, because I thought we were going to podcast it right away.
Immediately.
But then we waited a long ass time to podcast it, so I watched most of it in dub again.
Yeah, as of now, I think 10 episodes are out, so the last 2 have not come out in English.
Early 2020 is
Yeah.
when the full dub will be out. But yeah, guys, let's kick it off. What do you think about King?
Dude, so funny, man.
Number one,
I
you're right.
love that misdirect. Because, okay, so we didn't see much of him in season 1. He was, like, not present at, like, the round table. They're like, oh, where's number 1? King's not here. Like, when the
King's
aliens
not
were...
number 1, though.
He is.
He is.
King's number 1. That's why he has all the action figures and shit.
Yeah, dude. He's the most popular.
That's why everyone reveres him.
Of the S-tier heroes.
I thought Blast is number 1.
No, I don't think so.
Pretty sure it's King, dude.
Because that's why they make a big deal about King, and when
And he's got, like, all the merchandise and fans and...
when King walks
All right.
into Saitama's apartment,
Okay, wait,
Hellish
no.
Blizzard or
I just
whatever.
looked it
Yeah,
up. I just
yeah.
looked it up. King is number 7. Blast is number 1. And we haven't
What?
been introduced to Blast.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well,
what?
fuck. I don't
Oh,
know.
that's
Well,
weird.
I mean, I got
The
the,
thing with King
impression
is
he
that
was important.
he's called the strongest man.
Oh,
so like
okay,
there are like
that's
ones above him. Like for example, Child Emperor has that like robot that he like uses, and he's like a genius.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like Tornado of Terror, Tatsumaki or
Yeah.
whatever, and she's like an Esper. And then like Bang, aka Silverfang,
Yeah.
is like a martial artist. So I guess that all those guys are ahead of him, but they're not like the strongest. But he, I
Right.
think, in terms of sheer strength, everyone thinks that King is the strongest
Right.
man.
Right.
Okay. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe it's just like the sub that I was watching. It's like they must have just been like, oh, he's the best. The
That's
greatest.
what I thought too, which
Yeah.
is weird. Okay, that's interesting.
But anyways, like he was made to be such a big deal in season 1, and we didn't see a lot of him besides like I don't know, like an ominous shot of his face half cast in shadow, and it's like, oh, who's this big scary guy?
That's crazy. It's been so long that I don't even remember King.
Same.
See, I watched season 1 again before I watched season 2, which is like
okay.
probably a mistake because it maybe made me dislike season 2 more than I might have if I just watched it in like a vacuum. But yeah, they made such a big deal, and then he's like secretly just like this weak ass weeb, and like it's like the King engine is like this weird sound that starts up. It's just like his heart fucking pounding out of his chest because he's scared shitless.
Yeah.
And like I probably should have seen like a misdirect of that magnitude coming from One Punch Man.
Yeah.
But still, it was really funny.
Because like
That
King,
was brilliant. Like I loved that. That was like a really, really strong start.
yeah, because King holds the place in this like industry that Saitama should have, because everybody that King was supposed to have killed is actually somebody that Saitama has come by and just punished.
And he took the credit for it.
Yeah, but Saitama would probably be even higher than King, because Saitama doesn't even like report in like the demons that he's punching and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It's funny how King literally says, "I'm a 29-year-old unemployed otaku and antisocial loser." That's a direct quote.
Been there.
Oh god. I like that he plays video games though. It makes me happy.
I know, right? You get a little bit of representation there.
Yeah.
He's playing his dating sims. He's
like-
excited to go buy the new game. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
And it like humanizes him and Saitama, because Saitama can kick ass in real life, but
Right.
he's shit in video games, and
Yeah.
King is the opposite.
This comes back like later in the series a bunch of times, and I really like how Saitama, in all of his like infinite strength, is still kind of put in his place by King, and kind of shown that there's like more stuff he can be good at, because he's so apathetic, right? Like he's so like bored and burnt out on being like the strongest dude, and then he gets his ass handed to him, and then he gets like reignited in a way where it's like, oh, like I remember what it's like to be shit again. So that was cool too.
Yeah. I want to bring up something about King,
Yeah.
which is the fact that he looks a lot like All Might.
Yeah.
And this entire season kind of like just throws Saitama in the shitter and is just like, hey, we're like pretty much My Hero Academia now. Like, not as a show structure, but like as the world just feels like My Hero Academia.
Right.
It doesn't feel like
Like,
Right,
look at all our quirky
yeah.
heroes. Like,
I think, like, if I remember correctly, in One Punch Man Season 1, and Brendan, maybe you can remind us a bit, but I feel like at the beginning of the first season of One Punch Man, you don't know all of these heroes, and then you kind of get introduced to more of them toward the end, and we kind of had that reaction about the first one, kind of saying, like, oh, so there's just, like, a bunch of heroes and they're all in the league, kind of like My Hero Academia, yeah.
And, like, are they throwing shade? Because they're like, hey, this guy is the #1 guy that we have, and he kind of looks like All Might.
but he's actually
the
a
worst
wiener.
person ever, yeah. And he's a huge loser. Like, about to, like, take a shit and die in a bathroom stall.
It's actually really funny that you bring that up, because we are also introduced to a hero killer who is, like, just like Hero Killer Stain, pretty much, from My Hero Academia. Like, that was like the first thing I thought of.
That's so funny.
So yeah, we have two kind of allusions
Garo.
to Garo. Mind you, Garo is like pretty interesting. I like that he calls himself a monster.
Yeah,
like at the beginning.
Like, it's, his whole story's kind of cool, and as it develops and we get some more backstory from him, like, it's pretty interesting, even though it's, like, kind of typical in a way.
I disliked the backstory. The more I learned about Garo, I was like, oh, because it's typical. Right. I just wanted a dude who's like, it's fun to be bad, you know? I don't know.
Instead, you find out that, like, he was playing hero and villain or whatever all the time with his friends, and he was always made to be the monster. And
Yeah, because he's just like,
in the face.
right, yeah.
It's like, that's dumb.
He just got picked on at school, so then he's like learned to sympathize with the monsters. But it's like, monsters, like, inherently fuck shit up. So it's like, in the context of the real world, it doesn't really make much sense.
Wait, I have something to bring up about Garo. When I was watching the sub of this whole show, I was thinking that this guy was going around killing all these heroes, like these A-class and S-class heroes.
Right.
But then when I watched the dub, maybe it was not because it was the dub, but because it was my second time watching it, it came off like he wasn't killing anybody. He was just beating them up. And if he's just beating them up, then he's not too bad. Like, fuck it, whatever, man.
Here's the thing.
If he's
like,
killing them, that's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't sure about that either, because initially, like, in my notes, I think I had, like, Garo just killed 3 heroes and a bunch of villains or whatever. Yeah. And then later on, I was just like, wait, is he killing them?
Yeah, like, I was scared when Moomin Rider got fucked up.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, dude. Rider, love that man. But the thing is, it's like, yeah, I also thought that he was killing people initially, because it was kind of vague, like, what happened to those people. And I feel like that might have been intentional, like, just to get you to take him a bit more seriously. It's like, oh, like, because, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but, like, the sound effects in this season are fucked. Dude. Like, they use some real crunchy sound effects when people get, like,
that's true.
beat up and, like, are left for dead, essentially, and you're like, oh, that dude's neck just got, like, crunched, man. Like, that man is dead. And then you find out later, it's like, oh, he made it, he's in the hospital or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess he didn't die. But, like, when it's happening, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Also, like, to go with that, I didn't think that, like, the animation was bad this season at all. I mean, like, it doesn't compare to season 1, obviously, but
why did the animation studio change?
Yeah,
the studio changed, and the director changed.
It's JC Staff this time, as opposed to, was it Madhouse that did season 1?
I think so. Dylan, this was a huge thing on the internet. I think all our listeners are probably aware of how big this is.
Classic me.
Yeah. But, like, I don't think that it's that bad. Nothing in the season looked bad.
Like, I was looking for, like, big stylistic changes, and there were some. There's, like, more 3D.
Yeah,
but
we didn't get any of that sick animation that you see in the first season, but none of this was bad necessarily. Yeah. And, like, my problems with the season aren't necessarily about the animation. They're more, like, story, where was Saitama?
Yeah. And, like, he just wasn't present.
Happened? Like, I get that, like, you're probably being faithful to the manga, but, like, this is weird.
Yeah, I think that, like, this is a show that is very high concept, kind of, and it's hard to maintain quality. Like, we have such a specific set of rules with this character like Saitama. Like, he can beat anyone in one punch. And, like, that was the whole joke in season 1, right? It's just, like, their villains appear and he just, like, kills them, and then that's kind of it. And it's, like, a lot of fun. But you can't maintain that forever, right? Like, I think One Punch Man has to be a short series. Like, it can't be like One Piece or some shit, right? Like, it can't keep going on. And I think that this season kind of almost represents them kind of extending the story a little bit, or trying to build a little too much of the world and kind of sidestepping Saitama a bit.
Yeah.
But, like, it didn't really work.
That's why it felt like a spin-off. Like, we get more, like, Genos time.
Yeah.
How should I pronounce his name? Genos?
Genos.
Then
Genos.
Saitama. Like, we see Saitama doing the whole martial arts tournament, but, like, really, how much of there is that?
Not a lot, because it's a lot of other people fighting, and then he shows up and wins in one punch.
Yeah.
It's like, see, the thing is, it's like...
a lot of Garo, a lot of Bang, Silver Fang, just, like, tracking him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was disappointed at the lack of Saitama, like, throughout the series. Yeah, there's so little of him, but I was also thinking about, like, how much can they really, like, reuse the one joke that this series, because it is one joke at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many times could they do it without us getting, like, genuinely tired of it, you know? It's
Brendan,
like,
you say that, and then 2 times throughout the season, One Punch Man,
it works,
one hits Garo,
and
the
it's
main
so
villain.
funny. It's so funny.
And then Garo gets lifted off at the end of the season by, like, a phoenix bird, like, flying to the sky, and you're like, what, is he just getting flown off so we can do this joke one more time next season?
Right.
It's like, how many times will you do this joke?
See, the thing is, though,
character?
it's like, I found those moments when Saitama showed up and, like, crunched the monster, like, really funny. Like, at the end of the martial arts tournament, there's, like, the super jacked up, like, martial arts demon or whatever, and he's, like, beating the fuck out of that guy with, like, the long hair. And then,
the guy who looks like Greed from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
And then Saitama shows up and, like, kicks his head clean off.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy, it's still funny, but, like, part of me wonders whether or not they, like, paced it correctly to still make that joke land, because it did land.
Right.
I don't know. Like, maybe there's no way around this. Like, maybe they kind of forced themselves into a corner with the rules that they set up for Saitama.
Yeah, it's almost like this show, this manga, this anime should only be, like, 2 seasons, and then and this season that just passed should have been very different.
Yeah.
And just kind of kept the short, concise story. Like, I even think, like, Garo was an interesting character, and, like, the idea of Saitama unknowingly running into Garo was pretty funny.
Right.
Like, the 2 times.
Yeah.
Like, I think both.
And
I think
he's
both
heard
of them
about him at that point. He's like, "Oh, I heard there's a hero killer," and then he was like, "What?" And he turns around and, like, knocks him into a wall. It's like,
yeah. And I like the idea of Saitama being kind of on his own, like, doing his own thing while all this crazy shit is kind of happening around him.
right? Yeah.
But yeah, it just feels like they went, like, too big with the story, and because the story was so big, like, it just wouldn't work to use Saitama so much.
Yeah.
But the thing, like, this show, you don't come to this show for action or story. You come for, like, jokes.
Yeah.
You come for, like the comedy
More
of it, right?
stupid
It's like
shit.
It was like the funniest anime I'd ever seen, season 1.
Yeah. Like, there weren't any jokes, like, on par with, I don't know, like, in season 1, that, like, group of dudes who, like, don't want to work.
Yeah, that was so good. Yeah.
Like, where was that? Like, the circumstantial, like, joke episode.
Right.
None of that.
Yeah.
This was all continual. Like, it all sort of built on itself, but to an end that I didn't care about.
Yeah.
Although we do get a group of guys in this season which are pretty funny, led by the tank top vegetarian.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. They're a bunch of silly men.
And they even use a line in one episode saying, like, "Dude, you're pretty strong even though you're not wearing a tank top."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Something stupid like that.
Yeah, there's still, like, funny, like, little, like, tidbits here and there. Like, there's a hedgehog monster that has a free hug sign.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And there's
Or there's, like, sent to Kohai, sent to
Senpai, yeah.
And then sent to, what's the last one? Like, Colossus one? I don't
Like, it
even
wasn't
know, yeah.
even funny. Like, that
Are we talking about those giant insect things?
big
And, like,
centipedes.
the big
Yeah.
Shenron dragon?
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
And, like, what's it, Dogman? I forgot what his actual name is, but it's the guy in the dog suit.
Yeah.
Like, the gag is, like, he's the Hachiko statue in Shibuya.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
he sits on a
It's
little
very
pedestal and people just, like, look at him and take pictures of him all
Yeah.
day.
And I guess he's like a child, but he like fights with all
Is he a
four
child?
legs or something. Well, he
I
looks
never
like
considered that.
Like
it
a little
looks-
baby man?
Yeah, he looks small.
Yeah. Well, I just thought he was small.
It is funny that he's
Yeah.
on all fours.
Yeah, the other good thing with King is that like how seriously other characters still take King throughout the series. Like, even though we're revealed immediately that King is not a hero,
Yeah.
right? In episode 1, like later on, you still have like the workers at like the hero like central, and they're like, King's on another mission right now, so we can't call him.
Yeah.
He's busy.
Yeah, like, and like it's like they deliver that still so seriously, and like
yeah.
that's such a funny like wink
Or, like,
to the audience.
Buki, when she's in the apartment,
Yeah.
she sees King walk in, and then she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Like,
first she sees Genos, and
Yeah.
then she's like, Genos,
Also,
and then she sees King. She's like, who is this
And
guy?
I think that's also when Saitama reveals that he deleted the save file on,
Yeah.
Oh yes,
on King's PSP or
yeah,
whatever.
that's
So
really
dumb.
funny. Also, just the fact that Fubuki just starts hanging out in Saitama's house after she gets her ass kicked by him, or by Genos rather.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like, she shows up and tries to muscle him, and then she and all of her buddies get beaten up.
Right. See, that was episode 2. So like it did have a really strong start. Like episode 1 was the kind of where we're introduced to King. Episode 2 had Fubuki show up, and of course we had that Sonic dude, the fast dude, Speed of Sound Sonic,
Yeah.
show up
Ninja Man.
because he has this like grudge against Saitama,
Yeah.
and then he fights Genos, right? Like that, like the first 2 episodes started really, really interesting.
Right.
Wait, do we ever find out what happens to Speed of Sound Sonic?
He eats
the thing to become a demon,
And then
but
he-
it says because he cooked it, he got diarrhea.
yeah,
Right,
and
but-
then we don't see him again. I think
Yeah.
that was at the end of 11 or
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, I
Was
don't
that
know.
how they
10 or
ended
11.
his
Yeah, because you
That's
don't
so
see him
funny.
again. Yeah.
The end of episode 10 or 11.
Sorry,
yeah.
I just have a note written down from episode 2 saying that there was a Class B hero, or maybe villain, running at Saitama who just has eyelash curlers in his hands. Who's just like trying to curl
Whoa,
his
I do
eyelashes.
not remember that.
I barely remember that too, but it's in my notes. It's crazy.
I remember him getting mad at someone who had like a makeup gimmick,
Yeah,
and like
something
he
like that.
ruined his. Oh, was this not in like the OVAs when like he gets his fry stolen, like his long potato fry?
Yeah, there is that
And then he
fry
comes
thing is
out,
in there. Yeah,
and then he thinks that this guy stole his fry, and then he punches him through a wall.
I remember that happening. Yeah,
Is this
But
the
that's-
same dude?
No, that's not. Oh, I don't know if it's the same dude. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember, but I remember there's something to do with a makeup utensil.
Yeah. Oh, and Saitama also defeats Sonic by just jumping sideways. He uses a special move of just moving to the side. So stupid.
Shit. Yeah, and those OVAs, Sonic has like recurring nightmares of getting like kneed in the balls, does he not?
Yeah, or punched in the balls. 'cause
Right.
He barely even got punched. Saitama just had his arm up with his making a fist, and Speed of Sound Sonic like landed his balls onto Saitama's fist.
Right,
I don't know if
yeah.
you remember that.
No, I
It
don't.
wasn't a punch. It was just like it
was a neutral fist
Yeah,
that he-
yeah, a neutral fist.
He received.
And you like
Yeah,
see the animated like junk.
junk.
It's funny. Oh, before I forget to mention, in the second episode, you find out that there's a prophecy saying 6 months from now, like shit's gonna go down, like doom is gonna happen, we're all gonna die or some shit. And so that's what Garo thinks that he's bringing on. I think.
Right. But actually, there's like this weird fucking like giant man that's commanding demons in the background.
Yeah.
It's like there's that whole arc with like the demons trying to like unionize.
And get Garo on their side.
yeah. Yeah, and they're like invading out of protest or some shit. Like I was not a fan of that.
Yeah, I didn't like any of that.
But I did assume that that whole arc was going to be wrapped up by the end of this season. I was like, oh, like they're going to go to the demon's place and like beat the shit out of the big guy. It didn't happen.
No.
And I was like, fuck, are they really going to drag this whole thing into the third season, if there is a third season?
Yeah. I'm guessing it's because of this 6 month prophecy. Like they're not just gonna run over 6 months within the 12 episodes.
Right, I guess
Because
that makes sense.
considering that fucking martial arts tournament was
like
like
a
10
day.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it was a long time.
That was actually interesting though. The martial arts tournament had that guy Shoryu, who is like an amazing fighter, but he's not a hero.
Right.
And it was just interesting to know that some of these like S-class heroes, like not all of them have superpowers. Or like some of these people who are like incredibly strong, like not all of them have like superpowers. Some of them are just really good
just people
fighters.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Like Shiryu is?
Genius Kid or like Backpack King or whatever the fuck his name is? He just carries a robot around
Right,
in his
yeah.
backpack because he's
Yeah.
smart. And then also Metal Knight. It's like you never see the real Metal Knight. He's like in a bunker somewhere, like commanding like drone.
Right. Actually, on that note,
Things.
wasn't there something in season 1 where one hero tells someone else like, "Don't trust Metal Knight"? Or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, because he doesn't
Are you
really.
gonna follow up on that or no?
Well, I mean, like
Season
he's.
3.
I think he was still an asshole in this season. Like he didn't show up to save anyone.
right, but being an asshole and being evil are different things. I
Right,
took that
right.
as like something's not right with Metal Knight, not like,
Right,
hey man,
true.
if you like leave your keys out, he might drive your car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought there was something up with him.
Yeah. Also, we get that one episode that's kind of like a look into the life of Metal Bat.
Oh
Just a guy
yeah.
who's just strong and has a metal bat.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
has a sister that he needs to take shopping.
Right. He's like a
Right.
high school ruffian.
He's the bodyguard to like the son of
Oh yeah,
one
that
of the
rich dude
hero
and his son.
association
Right.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they get kidnapped.
It's
and
so
shit.
funny. They go to a restaurant and they're like, they don't know like the proper procedures. They're like putting their bowls on the conveyor belt.
yeah.
And he's like, no, don't do that.
It's like keep your dish. That's how you know how much you ate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Oh god.
But they're so rich that they're oblivious to that.
Oh, sorry. I also said that the tank top guys were led by the vegetarian, but they're not. They're led by tank
Tank
top
Top Master, yeah. I noticed that. I forgot to mention that.
The gym leader of all the tank tops.
Yeah, I think Tank Top Vegetarian is the first one to be attacked and goes down, and then the next episode, Tank Top Master and the rest of them fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
You know what would have been funny? You know, Garo is always hanging out with that kid who has that
Oh, yeah,
like
the book.
encyclopedia
Yeah,
of
of
heroes.
heroes.
If that kid was Ballface Kid, like,
That's what I was expecting, dude. I really, when I saw the
Ballface
kid,
Kid.
I made a note of that. I was like, why is it not Ballface? Dude.
I feel like the rest of his face looks like the Ballface
It
Kid, just
is.
not the
It's
chin.
drawn
yeah.
the same way. He's got the same
I hope
hair.
it's his brother, like Ballface Kid.
Who walked away with the
Yeah.
good genes.
Or he got like corrective surgery,
Like
like
it's-
the balls removed from his face.
like of their parents. It's just his mom that's got like balls for chin.
yeah. Oh god.
That's pretty fucked. Man, a lot of those in that scene though, when he's trapped inside the warehouse and Garo's like fighting all those B tier heroes, some of those heroes are pretty fucking funny. Like there's just one guy who's named Megane, and that just means glasses in Japanese. He's just a guy in tracksuit, just wearing glasses. And it's like everyone has this little like intro sequence where it's like, oh, this guy's got like a chain whip. Oh, this
Yeah.
guy can like shoot at long distances. And then it's just like Megane's in the background, like running like support. He's just like picking up arrows out of the trees and shit.
Yeah, well, he's the one who says that he doesn't want to feel like he's being left behind or holding people back.
Yeah, right.
Because he held everybody back at his last job and
He
then
was
everybody
in
died.
Fubuki's crew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that guy in that green jumpsuit that you're talking about right now looks
Yeah.
exactly like Gohan in Resurrection F. That Dragon Ball Z movie.
We don't
Like-
talk about Gohan.
Yeah, literally, in that movie they gave Gohan this special suit for some reason just to make him interesting for
Right.
once.
Isn't
And
he
then
like a
this guy looks
salary
exactly
man?
like him.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
so funny.
Celery man.
no. Yeah, the tournament was great with Saitama just being concerned about his wig not being knocked off. And there's, I think, when all the fighters are being introduced, like the announcer is like, he has like an introduction for each of them, and he says like a thing about them, and then he's like, and the man who wrote, "Please don't aim for my head on the registration form," Charanka. God, so stupid.
It was really good.
And even just like there's when he's fighting Shoryu, he's like, hey, he's protecting his head a lot. Like that shows sharp instincts.
It's like, no, he's just trying to keep his wig from blasting off.
Oh God.
So dumb. Also, I love how there's like a scene where I think you're watching Genos like beat the shit out of people or something, or probably like fighting that cockroach man.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see a shot of all the people who are in the tournament. Like it's one shot on screen, but it's divided into like 4 parts.
Right,
and one of
right.
them off to the left side just has Saitama taking a shit on the toilet
Yeah.
while everybody else is doing cool stuff.
He's just on the
Saitama's
toilet.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's
so
pretty good.
dumb.
It's really good.
Also,
Man.
guys, in episode 6, there's this part where Genos is fighting these people in an alleyway, including Cockroach Man, where he
Yeah.
like incinerates Cockroach Man using this like sticky glue.
Dude,
that
I
comes out of
love
his
that
shin.
the cockroach got by the
Yeah.
sticky trap.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
But then fast forward to like the end of an episode or something, and it shows that Genos has been like taken down, is like almost dead.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
they didn't show how that happened.
Yeah, I
think.
know. They
It's-
hit it.
Yeah.
And it was
the big martial artist guy, right? The big chunky man who
Is it?
who took
Yeah.
the thing who Saitama beat
Yeah. Who took his head off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the dude.
Yeah, the guy with like the multiple eyes.
Yeah,
had
and he
multiple
shows
eyes.
up and
yeah.
he feeds like the other martial artist who's like hungry for power,
Yeah.
like the cell, and then he becomes another like martial arts demon just like
Yeah.
him, but then he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah. And then he was like, "Don't go down that way. Like he'll beat you for sure." And then Saitama comes back like 2 minutes later.
Right.
yeah, it's really good.
It was funny that Shiryu asked to be his disciple as well. I wasn't sure. Like I was like, that might have been funny if he ended up being a disciple as well. I don't know where they would have taken that. It was funny though that he
Yeah.
said no. But
Yeah. It's like funny enough that Genos is a disciple when
Yeah.
Genos like doesn't seem to even be like learning anything from Saitama
No,
anymore.
he just gets upgrades, man. He just goes to
Yeah.
the professor and he's like, "Hey, can you like jack me up, dude?
Yeah.
I lost." He's like, "Fine."
Yeah, Genos
but it's
is
still
fun.
great that like he's like, "Sensei, like what am I missing?" And he's like power, I guess.
Yeah. Get good, dude.
Yeah. And then Shiryu's like, "Do you think I could be a hero like you?" He's like, I don't know. Dude.
So dumb.
Yeah, man. Yeah, speaking of Genos, at the very end, or I don't even know who it was against, but at some point he does a rocket kick, and it's very, very cool.
Oh, it's when Garo like rips off his. Oh no! Wait, no, sorry, that's his hand.
Yeah, he rips off his hand.
His arm, and then the arm like changes and like shoots him to a tree and
Right.
traps Garo.
There's also a really cool part with Genos where he's attacking the giant centipede thing,
Yeah.
and the centipede bites his body in half. But then you find out that his body was designed to just like fly back together, and
Right,
like zip
right.
back together, and beats the shit out of the centipede.
Maybe it was against the centipede that he did the rocket kick.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it might
Could
have
have been,
been.
yeah.
I think like Genos has been like he keeps getting his body is destroyed. So like I wonder he probably has like parts of his bodies that are like puzzle pieces that they can just easily break,
Right.
but it's intentional. So like instead of something like crushing his body, he just kind of like lets it happen so that they can come back together.
He's like a Beyblade.
Yeah.
You can switch the parts out.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's dumb that Garo can block bullets. That happened in episode 11. Like that guy had like that gun and just like shot a bunch of bullets at him.
yeah, he just,
and
like-
he just like blocked it like
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z style.
Yeah.
But for some
And I
reason
was like,
he gets
those
hit
are-
by arrows.
Yeah, that's literally the next thing I was gonna say. I'm like, so he gets hit by arrows, but not bullets. Those are bullets, dude.
Yeah.
Your
Shit.
skin doesn't block that,
Yeah.
and you're just like a martial arts fighter. You're not like you don't have superpowers.
Also, I love how Garo is like the only conceivable villain who's looked at the Encyclopedia of Heroes, so he knows their moves.
Their weaknesses.
Just like, yeah, I know that when you use this move, all your bullets are gone afterwards. So,
Yeah, it's
yeah. It's like, what? Why would that be in the encyclopedia? And why would you have a move like that? Your only move is shooting. I think.
why would you just waste all your ammo
Yeah.
at once? Yeah,
God.
it's pretty funny.
Guys, I like the character of Pig God.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
just like really
Ate the
fat
thing?
man and
Yeah.
eats things.
He just
Yeah.
eats burgers.
Yeah. I think he shows up when that kid on the laptop is like about to get
Yeah,
attacked.
that
Right.
is
Yeah.
what happens. There's also the Puri Puri prisoner, which I forgot. Just the naked dude who's
Oh,
like
yeah.
pretty much Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist.
He's in jail, is he not? He just
He's in jail for something. For what? Like
Well, that's
being
his,
naked in public?
That's his
Oh,
shtick.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
because he's a prisoner, right?
But he actually is in prison. It's not like his identity. Like it's not his cool name.
Well, like the bit
He is in
He
prison.
looks like a
Yeah,
One Piece
exposing
character.
himself.
Like,
He does, yeah. But the bit is that he's fighting somebody on the streets, and like all his friends are like up on a rooftop
Yeah.
away from him, trying to yell like, "Get the fuck out of there! You're
And
gonna
he's
die!"
like, "They're cheering me on."
You can't hear them, which is
They're like,
amazing
"Why is he
because
naked?"
I hate scenes in anime where people are a mile away from each other and they like whisper and they can hear what each other is
right.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because that happens in everything, but
It
this is
does.
like playing on that a tiny bit.
It's
Tiny.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think the only note that I took about Puri Puri Prisoner is that he stores his phone in his ass crack.
Oh yeah, because he has a phone.
God, I did not know.
Not sanitary.
No.
Yikes! It's a big yikes.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, one thing I want to bring up is Saitama is facing somebody in the tournament who has the perfect DNA. Like, it's been constructed to make him the perfect fighter.
I forgot that guy.
And Saitama's just like, what's your like GMO corn? That's it. That's his only reply.
Yeah, he's like all like super Nazi about it. It's like, I am the ultimate, the Ubermensch. Like,
yeah. And I'm not sure if it's the same guy, but in the same episode, Saitama fights somebody and knocks them out by like hitting them with his butt because his hands are on his head. So he like punts some guy with his butt, but then his pants fall down, so he's not cool.
God,
like he's instantly a loser.
Yeah, it's actually it's Shiryu that he beats with his butt.
Wait, which one is that?
Isn't it
the long hair man? And guy?
Oh shit! Wait, really? Oh shit!
I think so.
Yeah, dude, you might be right. Yeah, because in the episode after that, like the monsters show up. So you're right.
Yeah, it's because I think he hits Saitama and then the wig gets knocked off, and then Saitama like hits him but stops short and just blows all his clothes off. But then they say that like Saitama is disqualified, but Shiryu wants to keep fighting, so Shiryu charges at him. And then Saitama just like sticks his butt out or something and hits him and like wins.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
And actually, right before that is when Saitama says like, I think I'm finally beginning to get it. And then he's like, yeah, you know what martial arts are now? He's like, yes. They're fighting moves that make you look awesome.
It's like, no, he completely missed the point. Like,
it's really funny.
It's like, why are you guys doing all these unnecessary moves?
Yeah.
They do look cool, though.
Okay, guys, so walk me through this. In Dragon Ball Z, Goku's black hair, and when he becomes super cool and Super Saiyan, he becomes blonde, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And in this show, it's like Saitama's bald, so we don't have any of that cool hair shit, okay? But Garo has white hair, and then suddenly when he's attacked, just suddenly his hair turns bright red, and one of his eyes gets bloodshot red.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Is it blood?
Did he get covered in blood? I think he was covered in blood.
Though.
Are you sure?
That was after he got like... I thought he got like murked in some way.
This is when he was surrounded, right?
Way.
This is when he's surrounded and getting beat on, is it not?
But not by everybody. It's like one specific move, maybe by Genos, I think.
Right. I just assumed it was blood. I just assumed he got fucked to the point where his hair was soaked in his own blood.
But I feel like from now on, he's only going to have red hair.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like that type of thing.
Like, he got hit so bad his hair changed color.
Yeah.
Leland Palmer shit.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh, yeah. Two different references. Good.
Just so you know, we referenced Scott Pilgrim with Knives Chow, and we referenced Twin Peaks.
Oh, yeah.
With Leland Palmer, yeah.
And
changes white.
Diane.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But does her just change randomly?
No, and we're not going to spoil Twin Peaks.
Spoilers.
We're not going to spoil Twin Peaks. Go watch Twin Peaks. It's good.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, shit. What else? I don't have a lot of other notes.
I don't have anything else to say. My last note is actually it's dumb that Garo can block bullets. So I don't know.
Bang or Bong and his brother. Like having that joint fighting style is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wait, Inuyashiki. Oh, yeah, Bong. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about
that. His brother is cool. I like the fact that he's not useless. I mean, his brother looked like he would be a character that would get, like, very owned.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking destroyed. Or he would be, like, fodder to make Bong, like, more, like, strong somehow. Like, oh, my brother died. Oh, like, super powered.
Yeah. But until they can hold their own.
Yeah, and they do, like, tandem techniques, which are like pretty neat. I thought those looked pretty cool. Yeah,
so what do you guys think? Like, I mean, I can't imagine not watching season 3 of this show. Like, season 1 was too good and like too funny for me to drop the show, even though season 2 was quite lackluster. It did have a lot of funny moments, and I don't feel hopeful for season 3. But, like, I mean, I still gotta watch it.
I'm definitely gonna keep watching it. Like, the show is still really good.
Yeah.
It's just not, like, as radical as the first season was.
Definitely not. I think it's never gonna have, like, the impact that it once did when it, like, first showed up. That's just kind of inevitable, but... Yeah, definitely gonna watch it if it continues.
Yeah. Also, it has a bit of that, like, Attack on Titan thing where it's, like... this payoff in the season might have been like much cooler if it was delivered to me 3 years earlier.
Right.
Rather
yeah.
than waiting 3
Right.
years and then getting this 12 episodes that doesn't focus on the character that's in the name of the show.
Yeah, that's
makes
like
sense.
a real disappointment. Because, I mean, like, I was looking forward to it, obviously, but when the new season came out, I wasn't, like, chomping at the bit to go watch it. Like, it had just been, like, that much time that the hype naturally died off. It's like, and in that time, we got other cool stuff from 1. It's like Mob Psycho 1 and 2,
Yeah,
like, smashed the fuck out of One Punch Man Season 2.
that's true.
So-
And
That's definitely true.
I'd be
yeah.
heartbroken if the studio got changed for Mob Psycho season 3.
Yeah, it's been bones
Right.
both
Yeah,
times,
it
right?
has.
Yeah.
But like, just to go back to the animation of this, I was like, I wanted to know why people were so upset about the animation, so I like watched some YouTube videos about it or whatever, about people explaining it. And turns out, like, yes, the animation studio changed between One Punch Man season 1 and 2,
Right.
but the director also changed, and not just the director, but like the old guy who directed it in the first season was like very highly connected and had directed a lot of stuff.
Right.
So he was like poaching his favorite like animators in the industry
Right.
to be like, hey, you're really good at doing like dust effects and like weird like wobbly animation. You do that here, and then you do this other scene, and
Which
you
is
do that
why
scene,
it came out so flawless.
and that's
as a
why it
whole.
came out like so perfect. But then the second season, the director like had directed almost nothing. He directed like a weird like Lolita show or whatever. And I guess he didn't have the connections or like couldn't bring in like the names like the great animators, because like at a certain point like studio matters, but studio almost doesn't matter because you can like pick up people one by one to like help you in certain
Right,
things.
yeah.
Right.
And yeah, it was more of that.
Like the studio is comprised of the talent
Yeah.
at the studio. So,
Exactly.
you know, if you can just pick and choose who you want, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to have a far superior thing every time.
If anybody's curious about this process, there's this anime out there that I'm sure I've talked about in previous episodes called Shiro Bako,
Right, yeah.
which is about like an assistant at one of these anime studios like desperately trying to bring together the best talent. Like, oh shit, we need somebody who can like make a deer that runs good and like looks good, so I'll go to the one like really old guy who's good at animating deer and stuff like that. And they have like
Nice.
cameos with like the creator of Evangelion and shit like
Oh,
that.
shit.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, it is cool. But yeah, do we have anything left to say? Did you guys think it was cool that King lures in the centipede and he gets one punched by Saitama?
I don't get why King needed to lure him in.
He didn't, but he was
He
free
just
because
was.
he didn't have anybody to play
Yeah, I
video
know, but
games with.
Saitama could have easily just stood there and done it, right? Or would it have been not effective because
He wanted to make King
he doesn't
look good,
know
maybe.
who King is? Or sorry, he doesn't know who Saitama is, but
Yeah.
King has a high rank, so maybe...
Yeah, maybe it was like
that
the
be part of it?
centipede, because the centipede was going towards town to kill everybody or something. And maybe the only thing that could stop the centipede from going to town
Mm-hmm.
and doing his job was, oh, I see the biggest hero of all time.
Right.
And I want to go kill him first.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
it just turns out to be Saitama and he gets one punched.
Man, fuck centipedes. I hate centipedes.
Yeah.
I think that's all I've got to say. That's it.
I'm glad that centipedes exist, but I don't want them to exist in my life, you know? It's kind of like I want to see them on, like, National Geographic. Like, I want to see people, like, killing them in National Geographic.
If anyone
You want
like,
to see that?
Maybe. Maybe. I could be into it.
Childish Gambino has a song called Centipede, and it's very good.
It's a good
like
song.
one of his best songs.
It's a good song. But I don't know what the
play that
purpose
out.
of a centipede is. If someone can give me like a reason why centipedes should exist, I'll hear you out, but I won't agree with you.
Right. You're gonna find out that like centipedes like fertilize this like plant, and that plant is used to not only cure cancer, but like it makes cake exist, and you're gonna be like, shit. We need cake in this world, yeah. It's gonna be
Great
like
band.
Yeah.
Cake?
Yeah.
Or is that a band?
Yeah.
I'm sure it is, yeah. Part of this discussion has made me like Mob Psycho season 2 a little bit better because it was a change. Like,
Yeah.
because you were talking about how like Saitama is kind of like, how long can we go with this joke?
Right,
And I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah, like how long could we go with the Mob and Reagan joke? Like,
Right.
I guess
Forever,
maybe
dude.
we needed a change. Yeah, but truly forever. Yeah. Honestly, love that duo.
Too many jolly vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we'd love for you to like reach out to us or comment on our videos or podcasts or whatever.
Yeah, actually, on that note, tell us what your favorite anime was from from this year.
Yeah, from 2019.
Yeah.
What did we miss? Because we are compiling a big list of other shit to watch.
Yeah. Like, obviously, we know we missed Demon Slayer. Did we miss Vinland Saga? Did we? What else did we miss? Tell us.
Let us know.
I literally have no other ideas of what I could have missed. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So let us know. You can email us at shonenchumps@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at shonenchumps. We have a Shonen Chumps Facebook page. You can listen to us on Apple iTunes Podcast, Spotify,
Hova.
SoundCloud, not Tidal. Again, not Tidal.
Not Tidal.
Yeah. You will not catch the wave file on Tidal. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for listening.
Oh, bye.
Sayonara.
See you, Space Cowboy.